I do actually legitimately want to recommend that you check out the Harvard Crimson website because they are actually doing really good real-time updates of this. This is something you're interested in. And actually, right before I went live, I noticed a real-time update that is pertinent to our interests. So, pop quiz for the chat. Let's see who's been paying attention. What is the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and where do we know them from? What is the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and where do we know them from? Pop quiz. Let's see who's been paying attention. I really should make a sprinkler t-shirt for my store, like a limited edition sprinkler t-shirt. Yup. We watched from the Party of Socialism and Liberation a 6-hour women's socialism conference. We watched them on Socialism Saturday. Specifically, they were the ones about a year ago that we saw. Nope, this is not Cop City. Not Cop City. So, this is the same group. This group, the Party of Socialism and Liberation, has written a book called Socialist Reconstruction, and basically it is their vision for the future socialist world. We watched that video back in November. In that video, they flat out said the 2020 riots will happen again in 2024, and they're going to be worse this time. And that clip is available on my website, which is Carlin, KAROIN.substack.com. There's the link in the chat. We're not going to watch it. It's about 10 minutes long because they went back and forth from a couple topics. But essentially, the core message in this video was, we're going to provoke the riots again, and we're going to do it even worse this time. Well, let's just read this update. 4:26 p.m. City Hall protest canceled. A planned Thursday afternoon protest at Cambridge City Hall in support of pro-Palestine encampments at universities in the Boston area was canceled at the last minute as organizers instructed supporters to move into Boston itself. An Instagram post by the Boston branch of the Party for Socialism and Liberation, a leftist group, originally instructed protesters to move to Northeastern. Organizers at City Hall told them to go where the students were arrested at Emerson, yada, yada, yada. My point is this. The Party for Socialism and Liberation is helping the students in Boston to organize. Additionally, we already know that the Party for Socialism and Liberation is helping the students at Columbia and NYU in New York. So that's at least 2 cities that we know of for absolute certain that the Party for Socialism and Liberation is helping the students to organize. This is the same Party for Socialism and Liberation that we got on video last November, flat out saying the riots of 2020 are going to happen again, and they're going to be even worse this time. And now they seem to be smack dab in the middle of the college protests. Who would have thunk it? We did. We knew this because we had them on video saying it from months ago. We had this. And by the way, and I mentioned this before, I passed this around to like every conservative influencer and I said, do you think people should know about this? Do you think people should know about this? Do you think people should know about this? It's in James Lindsay's DMs. James Lindsay ignored it because why would he possibly share content that I sent him? That would actually be supportive and actually trying to work towards a goal together. Everyone's been telling me to be collaborative with James Lindsay for years and years and years. What they don't know is I tried to be collaborative with James Lindsay, including sending him important stuff like video clips of socialists saying they're going to recreate the riots of 2020, and he refused to share them because he just didn't deem it important. None of your conservative influencers deemed this as important. And oh, wait, what's happening now? Exactly what I said would happen last year. I'm just saying. I got to give myself pats on the back. No one else is gonna. So that's one thing that's happening. Here are a couple other updates just going through my Twitter feed here. And again, guys, there are some people I definitely recommend you follow. Stu Studio is going to be one of them. He is at Stu Studio. This is video that he posted last night from a metric ton of students at Emerson College got arrested last night. I think they arrested like 50 students. They had basically taken over an entire alleyway in the city of Boston. And so they're holding a press conference because the Emerson students are not pissed off or not happy that they all got arrested. Let's see. This is an encampment getting set up at Northwestern University in Illinois. This is UCLA's encampment that's just going up. I want to try to create a map of these things. I know Newsweek already kind of has one, but it's not good. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, this is a photo of the keynote that we watched earlier today. Well, this isn't obviously of the keynote, but this was the keynote speaker. Just if anyone wants to know what I've been up to the last couple of days, we literally watched this person in this photo. I know you can't see their face, but you can imagine. We watched that person give a keynote speech earlier. Let's see what else. Emory University in Atlanta is starting to have a lot of problems. Atlanta, of course, is the home of Cop City, which is a far leftist kind of like organized group. And so they're probably going to be coordinating with the students at Emory University. This is a professor getting arrested there. That's another one. What else do we have? Oh, they took over the Fashion Institute of Technology. So the Fashion Institute of Technology is in New York City. They don't have any lawn space. So instead, the students are taking over an entire building. We also saw this with the New School, which is also in New York City. They don't have lawn space that they could take over. So what they did was instead take over the executive office suite. So that's happening. Let's see. This is more from Emory University. And honestly, like Emory University looks like it might be a contender for like the site that's going to have the Kent State incident. The Kent State incident is what I basically started screaming about yesterday, which is that I really think the students of Columbia are trying to recreate Kent State, but it doesn't necessarily have to be at Columbia. It could literally be any of these student groups. If someone gets shot by the cops or the National Guard or there's an excessive amount of violence, they are trying to recreate Kent State. And if they do this, they're going to spark off a summer of nationwide protests. Like, it's going to be worse than 2020, and it's not even going to be close. And I think Emory could be a good contender for where that might happen. This is George Washington University. I also saw another video at George Washington University where there were like massive lines of cops. And so that's another place where they're now there. And I think that the American University students were going to join them as well. Let's see. This is at here's Party for Socialism and Liberation. See? And honestly, guys, you might not like them, but they are actually a really good Twitter account to follow if you want to know what's going on with the protests, because they're helping organize them, just like I said they were going to. But this is at Northeastern University, also in Boston. And so the cops showed up, the students linked arms, but they ended up scaring the cops away because the cops left without arresting anyone. And there's video of that as well. Yep, here it is. Northeastern students and supporters cheer as the police are forced to leave the Gaza Solidarity encampment. So maybe I'll go there tomorrow to see what's going on. That actually looks like it could be productive. Anyway, lots of stuff going on. You can make sure to follow me on Twitter. I am at check this out. Apparently, the University of Southern California has canceled its graduation. Like, that's crazy, guys. USC is a massive university. There were also, like, imagine this. You have a kid that you've just spent 4 years putting through a really expensive college in the form of USC. You're getting ready for graduation. Graduation is just weeks away. And then all of a sudden, this bullshit starts to happen. And the entire graduation exercise that you've already bought plane tickets for, you've already booked hotel rooms for, the main stage graduation that everyone wanted to do is canceled. This is a big deal. Universities don't do this willy-nilly. Like, that's crazy. So what happened is, though, the University of Southern California basically had this valedictorian, and this really pissed off the students because the valedictorian was scheduled to was scheduled to give a speech at graduation, right, as valedictorians do, but the University of Southern California canceled the valedictorian speech because of a post she made on social media calling for the complete abolition of Israel. And look at this person's course of study. The 2024 valedictorian, she is from Chino Hills, California, studying biomedical engineering with a minor in resistance to genocide. A minor in resistance to genocide. And actually, the University of Southern California has a whole critical race theory consulting division. I never really talked about this, but we found this a long time ago. There is an entire division within USC that helps businesses to implement like DEI strategies, like and it's like literally called something like critical race theory, like training or whatever. It's like really overt. So it kind of seems like the University of Southern California made a bunch of little monsters, because why are they offering a minor in resistance to genocide? Is that something that requires a college minor? Yeah, exactly. How is that a minor? What does that even mean? What classes are being offered in terms of like resistance to genocide? Can you major in I mean, I'm not saying genocide is good. Genocide is obviously bad. I think we should probably all be resisting genocide. I've said a million times, I'm anti-war and anti-genocide. If the Israelis were the ones being genocided, I would be against that. It just so happens that in this case, the Israelis are not the ones being genocided. The Palestinians are the ones being genocided. And so I'm an equal opportunity anti-genocide person. But is there a college major in resistance to genocide? Like, I thought maybe we had evolved. I don't know. Anyway, that's going on. What else is happening? Anything else? No, that's pretty much it. So, guys, if you want up to the minute updates, I really am trying to I'm trying to do the best coverage on this that I can. I'm monitoring all the different colleges. I have all the different people who are monitoring this, like the good people, not the bullshit clickbait guys, because there's a lot of clickbait going on. I'm going to show you on the ground primary source video evidence. I'm going to try to bring it all together for you so that everyone understands what's going on, okay? Because I really do think that this could get really bad. No joke. This Mayday is coming up next week. Mayday is like a socialist holiday. It commemorates the struggle for revolution. That's on Wednesday. May the 4th, which is the anniversary of Kent State, is coming up next Saturday. On a Saturday? Are you kidding me? They're going to be celebrating the anniversary of the Kent State massacre on a Saturday while all of these protests are going on. And I really do believe they're trying to provoke violence. I believe they're trying to provoke a cop to shoot someone or the National Guard to shoot someone. All of these people who are cheering on, like the cops being called on these protesters, yo, you're giving them what they want. They want to be martyred. And the minute that something happens, and this is getting so big now that I don't know how you're going to be able to get around it. Like someone's going to do something stupid. And the minute that someone does something stupid, and we have another summer of riots like we have never seen before. So follow me on Twitter. I'm Dr. Carlin B. That's going to be your best source of like the up to the minute content that I have. I'll continue to be focusing my content efforts on what's going on with the student protests, on the larger picture for it. If you missed yesterday's stream, by the way, go back and watch the last part of it where we're listening to that philosophy document about students wanting to tear down the university. It was really, really good. But we're going to turn our attention to something else.